if I pulled you in closely and I gave you a little bit of a haircut? Right off the top. Just a small one. Just trimmed it back. Then give you a kiss to top it off. How would that make you feel? Today we are playing Brotato again. We are starting with the Apprentice, actually. I don't think I've ever played this character my entire life, but we gain 2 melee damage when we level up, so probably going to be going melee. I'm probably going to start with actually hot take. I'm going with the knife, precise knife. Okay, we're actually going to go danger 3. We're going precise knife with this. Okay, it doesn't have any boosted stats. It has nothing of the sorts. It just has precise. It just has crit bonus. So maybe we get some extra crit going, but unfortunately, this is something you have to pay attention to. You do get subtracted 2 HP when you level up. What does that mean? That means when you level up, 2 of your HP gets taken away. What do we do about that to counteract that? We gain HP. That is HP regeneration. Unfortunately, I just purchased the incorrect thing. Now, what do we do with precise? Okay, well, we're going to not make mistakes at the start. We are going to be looking for some of these knives, right? But until we start getting them, we should buy other weapons to kind of fill those slots in. Now, based off our other experiences with what we've done, right? I've only focused on getting one weapon. If I don't get it, I don't buy a weapon, okay? What happens in those situations? I die. Good answer. Good thinking, actually. Now, if we were to think backwards, right? Death. Just constant deaths, okay? All from doing the same exact thing. What might that be? Yes, that is from not buying weapons when you see weapons in the shop. Let's hope for a curse. Never see a curse in my entire life. I never see a curse ever. Now, what should we do to counteract that? We buy weapons. Who cares about the curse? If a curse happens, it's a very lucky situation in case a curse happens, right? The curse will happen. It's a very lucky situation. Now, you may notice, no headphones. What does that mean? I can see your naked, nude ears. Yes, that is also true. But another thing, just got out of the shower, so my hair is kind of parted incorrectly. So you may see a little bit of a bald spot. I'm not actually bald, so don't take it that way. I'm seriously not actually bald. We're going to keep purchasing precise weapons. We do need to get max HP. This is a big, major issue as I keep subtracting HP. I wonder actually what happens when I reach 0. What's going to happen? I don't know, but we're trying not to reach 0. We're going to try and level up as well, but hopefully we don't reach 0. What do we do about that? Well, we have to get max HP. That's really the only solution we have. Get max HP, try not to pick up any more materials. We're going to get another level up here, unfortunately, but I don't think we'll get another one to get down to 0. We have to start getting max HP ASAP. We have 5 HP total. Big mistake. We're going to keep re-rolling 6 max HP. Wait, I gained max HP, but it didn't increase my max HP here. Is that an issue? Or maybe next round it'll happen. Let's be optimistic, why don't we? We're going to be optimistic. We're going to keep grabbing precise weapons. Let's combine some of those. We'll grab a thief. We'll combine nothing here, and we'll combine nothing, and we'll go next. Okay, we do have increased max HP. That's something to keep out for. We're going to keep getting melee damage increased as we level up. I have elemental icicles, okay? Now, what does that mean? I'm not scaling elemental, but now hold on, don't jump ahead of your shoes here. I do gain elemental damage each level up, along with everything else, all my other damage levels. Okay, so it's a very fortunate situation. But I do gain +2 melee damage when I do attacks, okay? I do melee attacks, right? So any of my melee attacks does +2 melee. So I have to try and get some more melee damage. So here's more, well, I will be getting more melee damage. I'll gain ×2 speed of everything else here, range and elemental damage. So I'll have to get more elemental damage. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. We're also gonna sell, wait, 700? 100 and sell that. Are you kidding me? Sell that. Grab crit chance increase. We're also gonna purchase another lightning shiv, precise elemental. Okay, we're gonna lock this HP regeneration. We also need to focus max HP. We're gonna make sure we lock that in and not miss the lock button. Otherwise, we would be screwed because we're subtracting max HP per level up. Focus up, focus up, focus up. So now we have blue weapons in here, okay? And now we have blue weapons. We're starting to get our ups in. Ups, ups, ups. What does up stand for? United Postal Service. Now, what does that mean? They deliver every single day, probably except Saturday and Sunday, okay? What do we mean by that? That means I'm going to be dealing damage to every single enemy except myself. Saturday, along with except turrets/pets, structures, aka what does that mean? Sunday. So if you add those two together, technically we are the United Postal Service. Now, unfortunately, we are getting kind of spammed here by certain enemies that are shooting orbs. What can we do to counteract that? We can gain more max HP, HP regeneration, armor. We are subtracting damage, as you might be able to tell, but we're scaling up melee damage as a whole. A simple thing to counteract this here. Counteract. We're going to sell this little dweeb. Grab that. We're going to lock this one right here. Lock, because guess what a blue plus blue equals? Right, it equals purple. 2 blues equal 1 purple. So that's what we're going to be looking at here, okay? We're going to be hoping for a purple. I'm just subtracting HP like it's nothing. Okay, we have to scale more max HP. Try and pick up more currency. Hopefully a loot worm pops up somewhere. Hopefully, I really hope for a loot worm. Seriously, a loot worm. We're going to keep scaling up. We're going to break as much enemies down to their absolute core as much as we possibly can. Break them down, right? That's all we have to do. Okay, let's kill these enemies. Let's grab their currencies. Let's try and get a level up here. +2 melee damage is our main focus. Also, I believe these shivs scale with elemental and melee damage. I think they are both, so that's something else to keep an eye out. We'll be scaling elemental, we'll be scaling melee damage, we'll be scaling both at the same time, so may as well get the double damage increase on that. 2 level ups on this round. Am I even recording? Testing! +2 armor we're gonna grab, plus extra max HP, because there's no reason to go for anything else. We're gonna grab this shiv here. We're also gonna refresh melee damage attack speed, plus 14% when you take damage, -1 plus curse. Grab that. We're gonna lock the loot worm, and we're gonna go to the next round. It's okay to save some energy. Save some mental capacity, save some currency. That's what they all equal. And we're gonna take the rest of this out. It's good to have an extra shiv because those lightnings bounce to extra enemies. Now, what does that mean? More damage output equals more enemies killed. Say it with me. More damage output equals more enemies killed. Right. Now, when we're going to be grabbing these currencies, we're going to try and dodge as much enemies as possible, as physically possible. Right? Because I don't want to be taking damage from them. I have low max HP at anyways. I have low max HP anyways. I'm going to be getting this curse guy though. Spawn more curses in, up my curse chances and all that type of stuff. Get a level up here. Beautiful. I actually love the look of this. I actually love the look of this. Let's break this tree down. Hopefully we get some more chests here. I need to start getting my luck up. This way I can actually get more chests. 1 level up, 1 chest, pickup range increase, please and thank you. What do we got here? I'm probably going to be going with, say it with me now. Okay, we're going to be making our damage positive. Thank you for saying it with me. Harvesting increased, melee damage subtracted, but we're also going to get rid of the other stuff and melee damage right here. Beautiful. Go next wave. Okay, so we're starting to spawn these giant guys in. They actually lay some eggs. Now, you don't want to put those in your mouth. That's not the good types of eggs. They're the bad types of eggs. You actually kind of want to destroy them. You want to pop them before they turn into something worse. What's worse than a bad egg in your mouth? There's plenty of stuff that can be in your mouth that's much, much worse. Let's go ahead and take out this anemone. First tried. And let's take out this other big guy here. The anemones are not good because they'll be doing those AoE attacks, right? The AoE, area of effect. If you don't know what that means, area of effect. We're going to be trying to take these guys out as soon as possible because they have big AoE attacks. Attack speed also needs to be up. Speaking of attacks, attack speed needs to be increased ASAP Rocky. Now, what is he saying? That's right. He sings in music. Music to my ears, like this one. La la la. La la la. That's somewhat of a rendition of the Halo theme. We have 1 level up, 2 chests. We're going to grab this crit chance. Actually, I don't have any range damage. We're also going to grab this plus melee attack, attack speed also. I'm also going to grab this here. I know it's going to be subtracting these 2 damages, but extra harvesting, extra dodge. We're going to grab that. We're also going to grab this here. Refresh, a ghost axe cursed. What are we going to do about that? We're going to grab this harvesting, melee damage subtracted. What else are we going to do about that? Nothing, re-roll. Grab nothing, re-roll. Nothing. Reroll. Piggy bank. So now this is kind of where we have to start saving our money. Okay, the piggy bank is going to take what we left the shop with. It's going to take that amount. It's now going to up it per round by 33%. Jesus Christ. By 33%, we're going to buy that. We're going to buy that also. Subtracted 1 armor, but what can you do? Sometimes you need to sacrifice some armor, and you need to sacrifice a little bit of your body to get what you need. Okay? Sometimes that's what you need. And sometimes there's still fireworks going on outside of the house, even days after the 4th of July has ended. So sometimes it maybe get you a little heated up because there's still fireworks going on outside of the house. Now, what can you do about that? You just kind of have to let it happen. Now, for some reason, I also hear a dog right outside my window. There could be somebody watching me right now right outside my window, but what am I going to do about it? Not look and not pay any attention to it, because you know what that would be? Awkward. Okay, if they were there, they got scared away. Let's try and heal up a little bit. We're trying to get... Wait, I actually have not been focusing max HP. This could be a big issue for us. Let's try and get some more max HP. HP regeneration also... Actually, honestly, max HP or HP regeneration does not matter too much. It really doesn't, to be honest. Because if it's subtracting our max HP down and down and down, and I have nothing else to heal at that point, what is that going to stay at? What is that going to mean? Exactly nothing. We're actually going to grab this red attack speed because you can't let that slip up. Also going to pick up that melee damage increase, 100% chance to deal 108 damage to an enemy when dodging their attack. Okay, we're going to start scaling up some dodge now because we got a good item. We got a pretty good item. We have to start scaling up some dodge. Nullifies damage at the start of a wave. My favorite item. Oh, it's my favorite item. It's my favorite item. I'm also going to pick up this orbits around an enemy. It orbits around you and it has a chance to block projectiles. That's really good. That's something that I will need because as we saw with those anemones, it's going to start spawning in a lot of orbs. How many orbs? I don't know either. It's going to start spawning orbs all around it, circling it, and they can attack me, right? Now, with this projectile blocker, aka jellyfish, this will block. There's somebody outside my window. This could block stuff, and it will. Okay, it will stop me from being attacked. Okay, there's these sharks that are cursed. Unfortunately, I've been upping curse a little bit way too much, so I might be a little bit under level for this. So we're going to start just taking things out and maybe getting some heals going. Let's try to get some heals going. We'll try and take some stuff out as we juke them going the other direction. Attack speed and damage definitely needs to be increased here. We're gonna juke. Okay, so just so my heart doesn't explode out of anger, I'm going to cut the video here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I hope to see you tomorrow.